Absorbing light in semiconductors turns out to be a very important process from a practical point of view. This allows us to make all of our modern digital cameras, for example, and all the photodetectors that turn light in optical fiber telecommunications into the electrical signals that then handle the information. It is also the basic mechanism that turns sunlight into electrical energy in solar cells. Understanding this process of absorption also is the starting point for understanding light emission from semiconductors, which gives us all of our modern light-emitting diodes and lasers that we use for efficient and precise light generation. In addition to being a very useful process, this optical absorption is also a very good example of how we use various of our quantum mechanical results. The process of optical absorption in so-called direct bandgap semiconductors is an excellent example of the use of Fermi's golden rule, one of the key results from time-dependent perturbation theory. And it's also a good example of deducing very useful results using the fact that the wave functions in these crystalline materials are all in Bloch form. That is, with unit cell functions that are the same in all the unit cells of the crystal, multiplied by a propagating wave envelope. So, understanding this process of optical absorption in semiconductors will both be directly useful for understanding real devices and processes, as well as being an excellent tutorial example in how we use some key results in quantum mechanics. Now that we have a good basic model of crystalline semiconductors, then we are ready to calculate this process and find out how it behaves. Here, we're going to be putting together many of our previous results into a fairly complete quantum mechanical model for a real and useful process. Seeing how we attack such a real problem gives us a good sense of how quantum mechanics is used in practice. Because it's putting so much of our previous work together, and because it's trying to get to a real answer, this is going to take us a little longer than some of our previous lessons, so there will be more parts than usual to this particular section. So please bear with me here as we go through this somewhat longer story.